أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. This is the last video for our online recorded class. Alhamdulillah. Let's open our class today with Kitab Al-Fatiha. أعوذ بالله الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. While you are on the bus, where you are walking, where you are riding or driving everything to your hometown, let's finish our last online class on the fabrication of Hadith, inshallah. So Hadith can be fabricated also, right? So let's go to the first slide. Right, the emergence of apocryphal Hadith, or we call it Hadith Mawdu'. Uh, in Hadith, نظر الله أمرا سمع مقالتي فوعاها وحفظها وبلغها فرب حامل فقه إلى من هو أفقه منه. This I've not mistaken. May Allah Ta'ala, this I'm not mistaken, the hadith is not, sorry, it's not on the Hajj Wida, right? Wada. So what Allah Ta'ala, the translation is, may Allah beautify a man who hears a saying of mine, so he understand it, remember it, and copy it. Perhaps he carries the fiqh to one who has more understanding than him. Sunnah Tirmizi. Right, so in this part is the identification of apocryphal hadith was not initially the main interest of Sunnah studies. Right, so it's not a part of the knowledge actually. But the main objective of the study of Sunnah is to learn the guidance. This is the main objective. Like how the people saying the Quran it's not the book of science, it's not a book of technology or everything. It is actually a book of Huda, it is guidance. So the hadith is similar. The study of Sunnah is to learn the guidance of the Prophet who was sent to bring mankind to the kingdom and wisdom of God. This is the main gist of the study actually. This is how we can reach the Jannah and the rela of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right. But the hadith of Allah mentioned yakunu fi akhir zaman dajjalun, the term dajjal, right? So when people say dajjalun كذابون يأتونكم من الأحاديث بما لم تسمعوا أنتم ولا آباؤكم فإياكم وإياهم لا يضلونكم ولا يفتنونكم. The translation, they will be in the end of time charlatans, liars, dajjal. So the translation is Dajjal, coming to you with narration that neither you nor your father have heard, so beware of them lest they misguide you and cause you tribulation. Fitnah. Uh, so in Sahih Muslim. So it happened that in the course of history, there were events and instances where people abused the name of the Prophet and fabricated hadith for various reasons. So the religion is the easiest on the or the most greatest weapon that people can utilize to for their own interest. So what Rasulullah mentioned, Rasulullah has already foreseen this. Rasulullah mentioned this. Lying the Prophet name, Man kazaba alayya muta'ammidan falyatabawwa maq'adahu minan nar. Whoever lies upon me intentionally, then let him take his seat in the hellfire. So because the Prophet possessed such eminent authority, we have discussed the authority of Sunnah before this. Early Muslims look to his legacy to support or legitimize the different school of thought, belief, and political agendas. What Rasulullah says will lead to hukum, right? So cause of hadith forgery. So there is several era, which is the first one, the fitnah started after the end of Sayyidina Osman reign, Osman bin Affan, when he was killed. And then at the end of Ali reign also, it happened 36 after Hijrah and 40 after Hijrah. And after Hijrah in the second century, this happened in the first century. So in the first place, it happened due to politico-theology conflicts. So the first reason actually on political issues, right? Who is the correct Khalifa? Who's the right Khalifa, right? And this and then beginning of Abbasiyah era after Hijrah, second century, when Islam has so widespread, the Islam go to Kufah here and many of Ajam and Islam then become social cultural conflicts. Some elevated here his calm, some make preference, create some hadith to make this group of people better than the others, and also overzealous devotion, asceticism in the tasawwuf, everything. There are many terms. Not all tasawwuf is wrong, or the tariqah something is wrong, but there are also many also that have been influenced by the cultures or the outer belief, right? And then zandaqah or criticism, atheism, some sort of atheism also. Someone who blindly follows this religion, zandaqah, zindiq, and also atheist. And then after the death of demise of Imam Shafi'i, so the fitnah also spread 3rd century, when the Imam Shafi'i started the Usul Fiqh foundation, and the mazhab have become widespread. And then at this part, some group of personal interest and popular preacher has started promoting their things and everything. And also some group of fanaticism of a school of legal thought also started to emerge, right? Begin with only political, and then it becomes some sort of theological, right? Causes of hadith forgery, all of this. Next, politico is not politico is not ticos or something like that. It's politico theological conflicts. The first crisis to afflict the Muslim community after the Prophet's death, the question of who would succeed him as religious and political leader. Who would be a leader? Now that the Prophet died, you remember the story that happened in Allahumma Samad. The story of how Abu Bakr was elected as the first Khalifah. Alright, just a minute. Let me find the story. Right, a bit of a story of how Abu Bakr became the first Khalifah. So after the death of Rasulullah, so the Muslim in a crucial condition. And after the second day, after the death of Rasulullah, the Ansar gathered in the Bani Sa'idah, Saqifah Bani Sa'idah, or the gathering place, and want to select Sa'ad ibn Ubadah as a Khalifah that was from Medina and also among the Ansar. So hearing these issues, because remember that Rasulullah died in Medina, right? And Rasulullah has selected Medina as his place rather than Makkah. So this happened in Medina. So, hearing this place, Omar bin Khattab with Abu Bakr and Abu Ubaidillah bin Jarrah has come to the village of the Ansar, or the gathering of the Ansar, and managed to change this place. And Abu Bakr had given a chance to give his mind on those who that those who should be the leaders among the Muslim at this time should be those among the Quraysh, because he referred to one of the hadith perhaps عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم الناس تابع لقريش في هذا الشأن مسلمهم تابع لمسلمهم وكافرهم تابع لكافرهم. Mentioned that Sallallahu said that people follows in this arrangement is the followers of the Quraysh, the Muslim among them follow the Muslim of the Quraysh, and the Kafir among them follow the Kafir of the Quraysh. Some mentioned some of the leadership from the Quraysh lah. And afterward, and there are some of the reason also why the Quraysh should be the leader, because the superiority at the time of Jahiliyah, the Quraysh are among those who have this influence, and they are among the origins in the Haram land, which is Makkah. And after the Makkah have been what they call this have been opened, or Fatah Makkah, and the people started to follow and to accept Islam due to what all when the Quraysh has into Islam. All right. So Abu Bakr mentioned that Omar or Abu Badillah bin Jarrah that should be the Khalifah, but his opinion is not accepted by the people. But the people was influenced by what has Abu Bakr mentioned, that the Salam died, and then you have started to choose already when the Salam still yet to be breed, if I'm not mistaken. And then afterward, Umar al-Khattab stand and give bay'ah to Abu Bakr, mentioned that this is the person that Salam has selected as Imam is a person that the first who accepted Islam and who dares to go faster than this man. If not this man, then who dare to become to be who dare to say that himself is better than this man that Salam accepted to become an imam. And then after Abu Bakr, Omar has by Abu Bakr, this his he was followed by one of the leaders or one of the leaders from Khazraj named Bashir ibn Asad. And then the people of Aus and Khazraj had accepted immediately. All right. And afterward, all of the people who were at the place include those from Aus named Asib ibn Khudair and some of the Muhajirin also accepted the Bay'ah. But some of the Sabah like Ali, Osman, and Abdul Rahman, Zubair, and the others are yet to give their Bay'ah because they are handling the 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 Prophet body actually, with cleaning and everything. And then after the third day, this bayah will be done at the masjid, and some of these at least some of the people actually who disagree or want to choose Ali as a Khalifa. This is the start of the what they call this, a bit of become of the Shia, and the Shia among of the family of Bani Hashim against this, but it ends after Ali himself by the Abu Bakr. Some say that after 6 months of after several days that Ali has given his bay'ah to Abu Bakr. Right. So we started with this conflict. Right. So the first crisis afflict the Muslim community after the Prophet death. The question who succeed him as religious and political leader. Alright. So after his death, the civil war broke openly between Ali and the fourth Caliph to succeed the Prophet and afterward, after Abu Bakr and then Omar, no one dares to go against Omar because of his character. And then Osman, at the time Osman a bit softer and made lots of what they call this fake news spread far from the Asima or the what they call this from the Ibu Negara in English from Medina on many fitnah that Osman is someone who did this and did that or chosen this and chosen that in politics, and it lead to the hatred of many people who did not know the reality of thing and kill Osman, and then Afli have been chosen to succeed. And then the governor of Syria and the future founder of Umayyad dynasty, Muawiyah bin Sufyan, have this conflict with Ali and everything, and both sides wish a propaganda war using the Prophet Sallallahu as ammunition. And the people actually, it's not the Sahaba, it's the people who want to bring, who want to give just legitimacy to their war, then they use Rasulullah words as ammunition. And political and sectarian conflict were a major engine for Hadith forgery, based in the beginning, political and sectarian. Alright. There is also remember what I told you in the class, for example. Sorry, alright, not in this class. Sorry, another class. All the major political conflict in classical Islamic history were accompanied by hadith forged for propagandistic purposes. So religion have been used here, right? Political conflicts leads to the question of whether they were predestined. This leads to another part of the Aqidah, right? Qadiriyah, Jabariyah, and everything. Were ruler predestined by God to be what they are? In Shia, they believe that the Imam is some sort of protected, as chosen. Will God remove an unfit leader? Right. And how should we go against the leader and something? This started with political theological conflict. All of this is the fake saying. So if you see Muawiyah ascend my pulpit, alright, uh, it's a story, hadith mawdu' that came from those in Shia, said that if you see Muawiyah ascend my pulpit, then kill him. And then from the Muawiyah said from Muawiyah group, they said it is as if Muawiyah was sent as a prophet because of his fervorance and his having been entrusted with God's word. Then the saying of the group that support Muawiyah. Al-Khalili narrated that scholar of Hadith once said, I have figured out that the people of Kufah have forged more than 300,000 Hadith on the virtue of Ali and his household. That's lots, right? Remember how many Hadiths are there exist? 5,000 something is on in Sahih Bukhari Muslim, and there are 300,000 hadiths have been created fakely fake hadith. Report from Al-Madaini stated that Muawiyah encouraged the systematic forging and circulation of hadith, affirming the virtues of the caliphs and companion at Ali expense, right? Some of the fitnah have been done. If Allah doesn't want us to commit ma'siyah, the aspidin, He would not have created Iblis. Then another, it came into related to some of the creeds and everything. The iman is too hard as the mountain is too hard to earth. The increase of iman and kufr, infidelity, and decrease of it is infidelity. Okay, so this belief that iman is only on the uh, on this belief only. They don't have level and everything like that, right? Okay, now after the political theological conflict, it comes to social cultural conflicts. Hadith were forced to give voice to all sort of chauvinism. What is chauvinism? Chauvinism means prejudice or excessive prejudice, support one own cause or group, particularly on male prejudice against women or something like this lah. Or some group or on the others. For example, excessive or prejudice support for one own cause and group. For example, they say that Rasulullah said, but actually it's not forged hadith. The black African, when he eats, he's filled, he fornicates, and when he gets hungry, he steals. And then Ahmad ibn Kinana Ashami made up the hadith. If iman is lost from his world, it will be found in the heart of Shams. Right? Since this of the hadith have been created uh, by Ahmad bin Kinana Ashami, right, to give what they call this advantage to the people of Sham because he's from Sham. Yahya bin Buraid made up the hadith, loved the Arabic language for three reasons. First, because I am Arab, said the Rasulullah said, he said Rasulullah said, because I'm Arab, the Quran is Arabic and the language of the religion of Pradesh Arabic. This one is not true. There are no strong uh, dalil for this actually. It was based on this what Yahya bin Buraid said. Alright, so the hadith that the Arabic people will speak Arabic is not that it's not strong, uh, right? A zealous devotion and asceticism, and also if you are too extreme to something, you become um, stupid somehow lah, and create something to support you. A surprising large number of hadiths were forged and circulated by pious Muslims in an effort to motivate those around them both religiously and materially. Okay, some of the intention is good, but the method is wrong. Many of those who forged hadith for this pious purpose were themselves revert saintly figure. Some say are someone who have good position and a good character actually. Yahya bin Sa'ad al-Qattan once said, I have not witnessed lying about Prophet Sallam in anyone more than I have seen it in those known for asceticism and piety. Asceticism means some sort asceticism means some sort of uh, Sufi or something, removing themselves for worldly things and piousness. Abu Asmah was asked by his contemporaries to explain how the hadith he narrated from Ikrimah about the virtues of reading different chapters of the Quran were not narrated by any of Ikrimah other students, which means that Abu Asmah was asked, do you narrate many hadith from Ikrimah, but we cannot find this hadith from his other students? He replied that he had seen the people becoming obsessed with legal scholarship, fiqh of Abu Hanifah and the Sirah of Ibn Ishaq. So he fought the hadith to try and steer people once again toward the Quran. So his intention is good. It means that people have been to mingle on the fiqh issues and the Sirah issues. So he create hadith for people to return on the study of Quran, for example, on hadith. So this is also problematic, right? Your intention did not deem your action as correct. And Zandaqah or classical atheism. And Zandaqa is heretics, right? It is some sort of heretics, contrary to central Islamic dogmas. This right. So the Zanadiqa who could not fight Islam openly and took shelter under cloak of scholarship. So they imitate the learned scholars, fabricated hadith, and narrate them to cast doubt in people's mind. Remember that this thing also happened today. Hamad ibn Zayd said the Zanadiqah have fabricated 14,000 tradition. Created 40,000 tradition. When Abdul Karim, so how do they know? They study hadith, they memorize the hadith, scholar of the past. When Abdul Karim bin Ali al-Awja was taken to be beheaded, he said, I fabricated for you 4,000 traditions, forbidding them in the halal, so make people the halal things haram, and deem lawful the harams, make the haram things halal. And some of said that I saw God in my dream. He was a handsome young man with long hair. He wore green garments and had golden sandals on his feet. Is some of the Zandaka and classical atheism saying. Alright? That's what Salam said somehow. And then personal interest and popular preachers. Okay, this also has issues for today. Someone who said everything is also problematic when people give their nasiha, they did not follow the nasiha. It's okay if you make mistake, but if you given a nasiha, you can prove you cannot prove that your what you are saying, the hadith you are saying is truthful and something. Then you need to have some sort of humility, knowledge. And then personal interest and popular preacher. Another major source of false hadith was the popular storytellers who entertained crowds on the street of metropolis like Baghdad. And the storytellers would attribute Jewish, Christian, we call this Judeo-Christian, or ancient Persian law to the Prophet Sallam. For example, Ishaq bin Bashir al-Kahili from Kufah told of the Prophet meeting an old man in the desert. The man claimed to be named Hama, the great grandson of Satan, and to have been alive since the day of Cain and Abel, which means that Habil and Qabil. He had met all the great prophets from Noah to Jacob and Joseph. Moses had taught him the Torah, and Jesus had told him to convey his greeting to Muhammad, the messenger to come. The story have no evidence, right? But it seems so like then last time I told you the story of ghosts and everything, right? So the story like this make people so in awe or something, but actually they don't have evidence, right? I also heard from some of the others. There were also instances where hadiths were forged for personal interest, such as to be closer to rulers and to make certain goods more sellable, right? Remember that in Malaysia we have also the makanan sunnah and everything, and there are discussion that the government did not provide people to use this as the sunnah food and everything. Why? Because some of the sunnah need to be implemented in its correct way for it to be following the sunnah, or it's just put 1% of this and that and combine with the others, then it lead to another issues, right? Hanad bin Ibrahim an-Nasafi on watermelon, what he said, it was the food consumed by Adam in the paradise. Iblis said, I fear that none of his children will stay with me in the hellfire, for Allah have blessed millions, and whoever tastes them. How could a blessed person be in the hellfire? The Prophet said, blessed is the juice of melon, and its sweetness came only from the sweetness of paradise. Okay, this is one of the hadiths that have been created to sell watermelon. Na'udzubillah min zalik. Alright, so the hadiths have been chosen, created for your business. This usually happen in the business also. I have spoken with my friends who in the industry. He said that yeah, he is someone who work to try to bring the perspective in the industry. The aim is when is profits. So you do profit first, then afterward, if there are some issues, then we will refer back is it following the Islamic ways or not, right? Until the issues has happens, then afterward, then we will take action. For example, many of the restaurant outside might say that they are still in process of of applying for halal certificate, even though that the restaurant have been years, 10 years and everything, right? They just say there's no pork, there's no this. We are in the process of seeking halal certificate and everything, even though that they are already wide or widespread or a multi franchise restaurant and everything. So fanaticism over a school of legal thought. Also, people become fanatic for this kind of thing, for following some fiqh mazhab illegal. In Aqidah also we have this, following the group of Salafis, group of Asharis and everything, and some fanatic might use some hadith da'if and everything to attack the others, right? Forged hadith appears as legal schools solidify and compete with one another. Alright, hadith forged to support the mazhab, sorry, or legitimize the position of mazhab on a dispute issues. For example, so the hadith has been created to attack Imam Shafi'i. There will be in my community a man named Abu Hanifah, and he will be Islam. And there will be in my community a man named Muhammad bin Idris, whose strife is more harmful than that of Satan. So this fitnah have been created. They saying that Salam said this to say that Muhammad bin Idris is someone who harmful than Satan. And to support the hukum of doing what they call this istinshaq. This hadith has been created by Barakah bin Halabi while making wudu to rinse the mouth and sniff the water into the nose 3 times. Right. So, but we have to understand that this, even though that the hadith been created by Barakah bin Halabi, perhaps another hadith that is authentic, uh, or opinion of scholars on istinshaq. But to support one opinion using fake hadith is still wrong, right? And then unintentional forgery. So someone do forgery of hadith but unintentionally. Not all forgery of hadith was a malicious act. Early transmitters sometimes confuse the opinions or statements of companion with prophetic hadith. Right? There is some ruling in we call this what? Just a minute, if I try to find it. Okay, I just found this also equivalent of what they call this. It is a mental shortcut formula. They call this as Hanlon's razor. It is a rule of thumb that what it said: never prescribe to malice, evenness, what could also be attributed to stupidity. Okay, something that you might seem as someone doing evil, perhaps there is not their intention of doing that malice or evil things, perhaps might be morely suitable to attribute that to their stupidity. All right, rather than questioning one intention, perhaps you need to question their competence. We call this an Helen razor. This is a good rule of thumbs, right? So if someone do bad for you, for example, put or did not wipe their leftover on the table, do not intend that they want to make you hard or something. Perhaps it's just their stupidity. They're not being teach like that, for example, lah, right? Or they not flush their toilet or something like this. Perhaps they want to ignore people. No, perhaps just their character or their stupidity or not competence of not doing that or ethics. Okay, so we call this as Hanlon's razor. You can search it. Unintentional forgery. Unintentional forgery. Not all forgery or hadith was and malicious acts. Early transmitter sometimes confuse the opinion or statement of companion with prophetic hadith. They are confused. Sometimes the comments of one of the hadith transmitter could be accidentally written as part of the hadith, a phenomenon that Muslim critics call idraj, interpolation. Alright, so perhaps their competence, their problems, they have mistook this and make it as a part of the hadith. An indicator, how do we find out that hadith is forged? First, we need to look. It's similar to the study of the that I mentioned in our class lesson, how the difference of hadith in sanad and matan, right? This right. So how do we find this? Related to the transmitter, first is confession by transmitter himself. I did this and did that. Or what appears to be a confession, the transmitter mentioned the wrong date of death of who he transmitted from and his companion is unknown, isolated. Right. So it is some sort of confession. Rajulul akhbarani rajul, for example, a man mentioned to me. So it might be some sort of forgery also. I will not know, right? Or the date the day of this or the person mentioned wrongly in his book or something. So we might need to check it. Circumstance of the transmitter. Him himself is well known someone who have issues in this and that, or well known fabricator, someone who are known as someone who fabricate hadith. On based on transmission. This one is transmitter and then transmission. Feebleness, and this based on matan, this based on sanad. Feebleness in language and meanings, contradictory to Prophet Sallallahu eloquence. So when you read lots of hadith, when you read a lot of books, for example, I give you an example in the modern world, in your in the reality, you will know the way of the writing. All right. So how do they? If you do a science, there will be an expert that can detect if you fake a sign, it is really yours or not, right? So if you are familiar with Rasulullah hadith, read lots of hadith, everything, you will find some sort of ways, style, some eloquence. Okay, so when there are hadiths that are not following this eloquence, then you might know this is not from Rasulullah, right? Contradict rational proof and sensible realities, right? So rationally is not correct, sensibly it's not common sense or not senseful, right? Contradict the Quran and authentic hadith, all right? Contradict historical facts. This sort of also can be considered as forgery. Okay, there's our reference. I think that's all for our class today on the fabrication of hadith. Alhamdulillah, we finished our last online recorded class, 30 minutes, finish. So I will hope you enjoy your vacation and do not forget to finish your assignment. And we're going to meet also in our next meeting after the vacation. Perhaps we might need to have 1 week also for online classes due to conference by RKQS, but we try to uh, make online class, make physical class as much as possible, inshallah. Right? I think that's all for our class today. I don't want to delay anymore. Enjoy your time. Let's close our class today with kafarah setelah Assalamualaikum bika asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Khusus allazina amanu wa amilu salihat wa tawasaw bil haqq wa tawasaw bis sabr. Allah Ta'ala ala alam. It's already 10 o'clock in my place at night, and then we want to return to my home. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.